Hello everyone, my name is Daryl. I work as a software developer, and in this video you'll see how I naturally work through a LeetCode challenge. This is a problem that I'm seeing for the first time, and I'll explain myself as I work through it. My solution won't likely be the best or most efficient. It'll be the one that I come up with first. So this problem is another easier one. It's called search insert position. So let's read through it. Given a sorted array of distinct integers and a target value, return the index if the target is found. If not, return the index where it would be if it were inserted in order. You must write an algorithm with O log n runtime complexity. So let's look at the examples here. So the first example, we have 1, 3, 5, 6, and the target is 5. The output is 2. Here we have 1, 3, 5, 6. The target is 2. The output is 1. So in this one, the 5 is actually in there, and it's returning an output of 2 because that's the position it should be in, and it's also the position that it's in. In this one, the target is 2, and if there was a 2 in there, it would be inserted at slot 1. Then we have 1, 3, 5, 6. Target is 7. It would be put in 4, which would be here. 0 would be at 0. And this one, yep. So we have that the length is going to be between 1 and 1,000. Here we have nums is going to be between 1 and 10,000. And each value could be up to, well, could be negative 10,000 to 10,000. Nums contains distinct values sorted in ascending order, and the target will be in the same range. All right, let's copy this over and we will start working on this one. So we're given the int array and the target. Yeah, that's pretty simple. And we're just returning an int. So to get an O of log n, it should be pretty simple. What I'm planning on doing is simply looping through this array, checking what the current value is, checking what the next value is. If the next value is equal to our target, then we'll return its index. If the value that we have, that our target is in between this one and the next one, then you'll also return the next index. And that will be O of log n. Let's get started on that. So we're going to have the index, value, nums with index. One thing that we're going to need to do here real quick for the cases where it needs to be 0, because it's not going to work with the quick little algorithm I'm going to do. We'll just do a check to say if target is less than or equal to, since we know this is going to be ascending, we can do this. Nums 0 returns 0. And then now we know that that's not the case. When we get in here, just do if target is less than or equal to value, not value, nums index plus 1. So if the target is less than or equal to the next value, index plus 1. And I'm going to rename this to underscore since we don't use it. Because I believe at this point, we just need to do that. And one more thing we need to do. So if it gets through this and still hasn't found a spot, we just need to return nums.size, because that means it needs to be put at the end. So let's try this and see how that works out. So the example worked. Let's go ahead and submit. Okay. Index out of bound exception. It's checking too much. Okay. So let's say if nums.size is greater than or equal to index plus 2. And I'm saying index plus 2 because index plus 1 would get the position if we weren't considering the first one to be 0. So if we were at 3 as the index, then we're saying is the size of nums 3 plus 1, which is the 4, which is the actual length, plus another 1. So let's try that. Run the example again. And submit. All right, there we go, success. So this one is slightly better than average with the runtime, and it's a bit better than average on the memory usage. Awesome, that one was pretty easy. So let's go ahead and go over the code real quick. So first, we're just checking if the target value is less than or equal to the first value in the int array. If it is, then we're going to go ahead and return 0 because we know it has to be the first starting position. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and loop through with the index. And we're going to be checking first, this is what we had to add to correct our issue. We're going to check if there is a next value in the array that we need to check, because if we're at the last one, if we're at the last index, we don't want to do this check because we're going to get array out of bounds when we do this. So we're making sure we're not going to get an array out of bounds. Then we check if our target value is less than or equal to the next value in the int array. Because if it is, we want to return that index, the next index. If this goes through and it goes all the way to the end, then we know we need to return nums.size because that's going to be equal to the next index that would be after the last one. All right, thank you for watching. I hope that helped you guys out. Catch you guys next time.